'Tis the season of mirth and good cheer, and if you're looking for something just to ease the stress, then Netflix knows exactly what you need. I'm talking about Disaster Holiday, the new South African comedy starring Kenneth Nkosi and produced by Burnt Onion Productions. I must say, Burnt Onion Productions has really mastered the art of the feel-good movie, particularly for South African audiences, even now in this streaming space. And I really have to say that I enjoyed the movie. First of all, anyone who knows anything about South African television and South African comedy will know that Kenneth Nkosi is a brand name. He can be very awkward, very goofy, but all of it really makes him a pillar of the South African screen. Well, he stars as a father who is trying to balance an interesting life. On the one hand, he is 3 years married to a second wife, but also has an ex-wife with whom he has 3 kids, 2 of whom are teens, and so he has to relate to his former wife but really wishes he didn't have to. And so he promises his new wife and his 3 kids that he's going to take them on a beautiful, glamorous holiday to Zanzibar. Unfortunately, and this is where the balancing act comes in, he is having issues at work. He is working for a company that's dealing with downsizing, and he is at risk of losing his job. He therefore has to go to Durban on the instruction of his line manager to present a pitch. Now, it's not as simple as all that. He has to pitch against his colleague, Tyrone, and whoever wins the pitch or whoever presents the better pitch will keep his job. And so Joseph, played by Kenneth Nkosi, now has to go back to his wife and 3 kids and tell them that the Zanzibar trip is off. What a task. They're not impressed, of course, but he tells them, oh no, I've got this fantastic idea. It's going to bring us all together. Let's do a road trip. Of course, he is hiding the fact that this is actually a work trip, but still, he promises that he is not going to do any work. They make him promise. His daughter makes him pinky promise and all of that. And he says, no, I'm not going to do any work, but he is flat out lying. Anyway, as the road trip progresses, it becomes more and more disastrous, but also his secret is uncovered, and therein lies the comedy. My thoughts about this movie: it is a hilarious movie. As I said, it's not the type of movie that has any particularly new ideas presented in it. We've all seen the movies about the fumbling parent who has to lie to his or her kids about something that he or she is trying to do, and then it is later revealed that it's about work. It's not a new concept necessarily, but I think Disaster Holiday really gives this idea a fresh new approach, and I have to commend Kenneth Nkosi for really carrying this film. He carries not only the story, but he also is good at managing the corniness and the goofiness and the awkwardness in trying to relate to his new wife and also trying to get his kids to buy into what he is doing. I like the tension between him and his former wife. I think it makes for really good comedy. But you know what? Even beneath all of the comedy and all of the laughs and the silliness, there are also some profound lessons actually about honesty, about telling the truth, and even about just how you balance work and life. You know, that lesson that we learned as children, honesty is the best policy. Well, I think that's one of the big themes that comes out in this movie, and for that reason, I enjoyed it. Now, the cast that supports Kenneth Nkosi is also fantastic. Everybody from his ex-wife, played by Tina Jata, to his new wife and his kids, all of them, even his colleague Tyrone. It's a fantastic cast. They're all perfectly cast into these awkward, weird, and really funny roles. And I think for anybody who's just looking, like I said at the beginning, for something to take the edge off and just enjoy the festive season, then Disaster Holiday is exactly what you're looking for. If you've watched the movie, I'd like to know your thoughts about it. I thought it was really funny and I thought it was goofy, but I also thought, like I said, it had moments of real, reflection where you're like, wow, this is actually deep. There's a lesson to be learned here. And for me as a parent, it got me thinking about things like work-life balance and that sort of thing. But yeah, if you've watched the movie, I'd love to know your thoughts. Please let me know in the comment section below. But from me here on The Real Source, this is Tafadzwa saying thank you so much for watching and do take care.